Hey out there, how are you today? Okay, today I'm coming to you with a little writing advice, some writing tips. If you haven't watched my other videos and don't know my writing background, I've been writing since I was 9. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm this brilliant published author since I was 9. Wrote my first book at 9 years old. My mom still has it. I hope she doesn't pull it out for my next husband. Anyway, um, wrote my first book at 9. I published my first book back in 2013. Um, I just got the courage up and decided, you know what, I'm going to publish. Try everything in life at least once, even if you don't succeed. I've published several books. None of them are New York bestsellers, not yet, but they will be. I'm speaking it into existence. Okay, so I have a few writing tips for you beginning writers out there. Writing tip number one is just write. Write what you feel. Don't worry about what other people are writing because there is a genre for everyone. There is a place for everyone and everything that you want to write about. So just write. Um, if you feel like, okay, I'm not as good as Stephen King or Toni Morrison, it's okay. You be you. I am writer Tanya Young. Okay, I'm not. I will never be Toni Morrison. I hope that one day I will sell as many books as Miss Toni Morrison did while she was alive, and probably selling even more now that she's passed away. But I hope to be that caliber of writer and better one day. Now honestly, I think I'm a pretty good writer now. I do. I sometimes read my own writing and think, that's not bad, but I can do better. That's another thing. I always know, always be trying to elevate higher and higher to do better than you did before. Okay. My second tip is choosing your topic. Now, it is 2021. Just about everything has been covered. Okay. Even the pandemic, COVID 19. I'm sure there's a book on its way out if it's not already out. But no matter what topic you choose, make it your own. Say you want to write about vampires and werewolves. Someone may say, well, Miss Myers did that already. Twilight was huge. You can say, okay, that's fine. And she's amazing. Her writing was amazing. The movies were amazing. But I have my own take on all of this. I can bring something to this genre that she didn't bring because it's yours. It's from here. It's from here. So don't worry about how many other writers have written about the topic you're writing about and how they wrote it. Write it the way that you feel, the way that it's pulling out of you onto the paper you're writing on or onto the keyboards you're typing your words on. Don't worry about how someone else did it. You do it your way. Okay? So, my next piece of advice is to me, this is a big one. Don't be sensitive. As an artist, period, you cannot be sensitive. Um, if I can tell you, one of the hardest things for me as a writer in the beginning was my own family and friends not supporting me. Um, I felt like I was begging people to buy books. Now, my mom has everything I've ever written. I will say that. When you walk into her home, she has every book I've ever published showcased. She's she is probably my number one fan. Okay, so don't be sensitive when your friends and family aren't handing out your cards or purchasing your books or um, posting your new book that you just published on their Instagram or their YouTube channel or Facebook or Twitter. Don't worry about it. You know, sometimes the people you don't know can be your biggest fans. You know, those are the people who will be your biggest supporters. I'm in a writing group on Twitter. That leads me into my next tip. Get into writing groups, Twitter, Facebook. Some of the most encouragement that I've had has come from the writing groups I've been in Twitter. You know, other writers know what you're going through. Other writers will give you great advice on how to conquer writer's block, on how to keep pushing even when you don't think anyone supports your work. Keep pushing when book sales are down. So join a group, a writers group on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. And my next tip is networking. This is a big one. You, especially if you're a self-published author. I'm a self-published author, which means that I'll do all of the hard work myself, okay? I don't have a team behind me like a traditional writer, a traditional author does. A traditional author has a team of people behind them doing their PR and doing everything for them. As a self-published author, I do my own networking. I do my own PR. I do it all, okay? And you have to be your biggest supporter when it comes to being a self-published author. You have to push your work out there. I don't care if someone on Facebook thinks, oh my gosh, every time I look around, she's posting her books. Every time I look around, she's posting her YouTube channel videos. So what? If you don't like me networking for me, then get off of my channel. Okay? Unfriend me on Facebook. Unfriend me on Twitter. Unfriend me on Instagram. Unfollow me on Instagram. You have to push it. You have to be out there giving your product your all. Push it. Push that product out there. Push it on to people whether they like it or not. They'll be fine. They'll either purchase your product or get behind you and start hitting that like button and start retweeting, letting other people know that, hey, I read her book. She's amazing. I read her book. She's a becoming author. She's getting better as time goes by. Whatever. But eventually, people will either unfollow you, unfriend you, or they'll get behind you and start showing you some support. But you have to be your biggest supporter. Don't be afraid to get on people's nerves and have your page filled with your product. How else are you going to become successful? You can't become successful if you're not pushing your own product. So as a self-published author, it is important to push your own product, okay? My final tip for this video is writing. You have to hone your craft. If you're not trying to perfect your craft on a regular basis, you tend to lose bits and pieces of it. You know, I write at least 1,000 words a day. And that's, when you think about it, that's not that many words. You know, if you can't bring yourself to write 1,000 words a day, write at least 500 words per day. Write something, even if you're not going to use that in your book. Know that you've written it. It was an idea. And save it. Save it to your PC, or if you've written it down, keep your notebook. Because you never know. There may be a piece of that writing that you can use in a chapter or in your next book. But make sure you are trying to perfect your craft every single day. Write something every single day. 500 to 1,000 words every single day. So those are my writing tips. For now, I'll probably be back later with some more. I do have a couple of other videos in mind, but what I'm going to ask of you great people is that you please give my video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit that red subscribe button, people. Hit it, hit it, hit it. And please be your biggest supporter. Be your biggest fan. Network any chance that you get. You never know who you may meet out there. You never know who you're talking to. If you meet a stranger and you say, hey, I write for a living, or in my case I have a full-time job, and then again I have 3 YouTube channels, and I write. So writing is one of my jobs. So please hit the thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in one of my other channels, it is Spiritually, SPIRITUALLY space Young, YOUNG. There's a little bit of everything on there, wine reviews, a little bit of everything. So go check that out as well. Peace and blessings, people. Write, write, write.